That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some over greater desire. You should have a greater desire than being a man. So
He has patents out. First of all, he studied chemical engineering.
So we don't see the devil, we don't see the moon, so we don't see the King of Cups, which usually indicates something is hidden, something secretive.
Yeah, he's dishing it out. He's dishing out what's going on in Hollywood. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our channel. We are the Three of Pentacles. We are three tarot card readers, 1, 2, and 3. Actually, 3, 2, and 1. And we are three tarot card readers. We like to read on world events. We would like to read on news and stuff that comes by, and we just grab it out of the air, shoot, and we read on it. So that's what we're doing today. And but first of all, I'd like to say this is for entertainment purposes only, but not always. And again, we'd like to thank everybody for liking and sharing and subscribing. It's kind of hard for me to say that, like and subscribing. It's because years ago I redid my beautiful smile, and they made my teeth too big, I think. I might have cut that part out. Not really. So it's for entertainment purposes only. And in this video, we're going to be reading about Terrence Howard, the actor slash singer slash intelligent. He came out and he said, well, let me let you know who he is first. First of all, he's a big time actor in Hollywood. He's hardly anybody that they put focus on for some reason. Every time I see Terrence Howard, he's there, but they don't put too much focus on him. He's done the Empire series. He's done the movie The Iron Man. He did Hustle and Flow. He did the movie called The Best Man. He does a lot of like African American movies, but he also does regular movies, of course, But a lot of people don't really know how intelligent this guy is. He has patents out. First of all, he studied chemical engineering. A lot of actors, we don't know that is a chemical engineer. He has patents out. He has 94 filed patents. He has 60 of which have been granted, spanning the fields of AR/VR. So that's augmented reality and virtual reality technology. So he's into all those virtual elements and the things that we've been using that he's probably invented. And he also does jewelry design and modular construction systems. I don't know what that is, but you can look it up. And you can also connect with him on this program called Minect, I think Minect, or something like that. You can do personal one-on-one Zooms with him. He's very expensive though. And let me tell you, he's probably worth it as well, because recently he came out and he is breaking the internet with what he said about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever his name is. I always call him Puff Daddy from back in the early 90s, Puff Daddy or P. Diddy. And he said some really controversial stuff that I believe, Lynn, you're going to play a little piece of it?
Yeah.
And we're going to read on that. We're going to read on that, on him and on that. See what he says.
So this video came from a post on X, Dom Lucer. And it says, breaking news, Hollywood actor Terrence Howard revealed to PBD that every celebrity that attended a Diddy party got and lost their man card. So we're going to play this one here on a little bit high speed.
I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some over greater desire. You should have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there, because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principle. And what we were brought in here is men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the
Hell
consequence
yeah. I
when you
mean,
said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at it. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music, sitting there, just looking at it, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach. And you threaten to punch them in the mouth. Threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing. And I've lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit. Because the man card means everything.
Wow. That is some
When you
deep
give up
stuff
your
right
manhood,
there.
I've never seen.
That is some deep stuff. And this is probably one of the reasons why all of the movies that I've seen with him in the programs and the shows, he's kind of like always there in the background, observing everybody else, and everybody's like on fleek, they're all busting out and showing their breasts, and the guys are acting all cool, and he's already always sitting back like this, watching everybody like that. And I was like, what is up with that guy? How come he's not having a good time? He seems like he's always mad. He's in a bad mood. And I said, there's something up with him. I always thought that. There's something up with him.
Well, he looks like he's probably protecting himself and making sure no one slips him a Mickey or anything else, too. Knowing what all that stuff was. I think that was probably all a part of his own protection.
Yeah. And then one can say, well, why do you do that? Why do you hang out with those people? Well, it's a job. He's doing it as a job.
It is. You still have to, be seen and whatever as well,
Yeah.
I guess it's not the easiest thing to get out of as well, because some of these people who try to get out, well, who knows what happens there. So
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we've seen suicides.
Yeah. And this is probably why they probably don't promote him as much. And while he's there, because I believe that you can work in Hollywood, but you won't you won't become this big gigantic star, because you have to do certain things to get certain places. And this is like probably across the board in a lot of careers, but it's especially certain things that you have to do there in Hollywood, because a lot of people are trying to get in, and it's like, what are you willing to give up to get this from us? What are you willing to do? And he probably wasn't willing to do. You know what hit me the most?
No, probably. He says it right here. I'm not giving up my man card. Nope, not doing it.
Yeah, and you know what was the coolest thing when he said? He says it's something when a guy walks in the room, but when a man walks in the room, that is like, ooh, that's like,
Exactly.
ooh, all right, Terrence Howard, he gained 1,000 more points with me, and all that stuff that he said, it reminds me of that Bible verse. I mean, I'm not a religious person. My family's kind of like semi-religious. We read the Bible and that type of stuff. I grew up in the church, of course, but it reminds me of that Bible verse is Mark 8, chapter 36. It says, "For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world, yet forfeits his soul?"
Yeah.
And that a lot of people don't believe in about, but there's a lot of cool stuff and pertinent stuff that you can use towards life in the Bible. Although I have a couple, but continue to read the whole Bible, from A to Z. But so we are going to read on it, right? We're going to read on Terrence. We'll read on what question would you all like to?
Let's start with a general poll on him, and let's see what we can find out about Terrence.
would you like me to poll?
Yeah, go for
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
Yeah, let's see what the cards want to tell us about Terrence.
Yeah. Apart from the fact that he's a great actor, and
Yeah.
he's a good-looking fellow, and he keeps to himself. He is pretty successful, but he's kind of like they say A series, B series actor. Not that the quality isn't there. It's just that you're not in everybody's faces. So
Yeah.
he's never in anybody's faces, and every time I've seen him, it just seems like I was like, why is this guy
He's a
so?
smart man. He doesn't need all the movie stuff either, though. So I don't think that's bothering him if he's got all those patents.
He's got a lot of these patents, and my goodness, he's a chemical engineer.
Yeah, yeah.
That's incredible.
He doesn't need Hollywood.
Yeah, he probably just does it like as a hobby or something, a passion maybe. Like
It
people
might
go
be.
and play golf. Who
Yeah.
knows? But who knows who he is really? Is he really
Hopefully,
somebody that's
hopefully we're gonna
acting
find out
like
here in
he's,
a second.
yeah, is he acting like he's not in the group, but he's in Hollywood and he's successful at the same time? How could that be? I mean, is that possible? Is it really possible? So we're about to find out. We're going to pull out cards and see who Terrence Howard is. And then we could probably pull on what he said as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think that'll be a good follow up.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Go. Wow.
So we don't see the devil, we don't see the moon, so we don't see the King of Cups, which usually indicates something is hidden, something secretive. In the past, we do have the Wheel of Fortune, so something flipped, something turned around. Is it that he's only started speaking out recently in this kind of way?
Well, that I know of, I've never seen
That
him
I've
speak
known
out
of
like
as
that
well.
in the
And
past.
Maybe.
yeah, it might just be because now there's a little more freedom to speak up like this too. A lot more stuff
That's
to really
true.
happen next.
So things flipped, a lot of things came out in the recent past. And he's coming up as the Page of Cups, which is a surprisingly positive outcome there, balancing a lot of things with the Two of Pentacles below. We have the King of Swords, and this is someone who speaks their truth. And he's definitely doing that. This King of Swords tends to put in a little bit of humor in there, and I think it sort of represents what I'm seeing from him speaking. There's a Three of Cups just below, which is a celebration. He's bringing out truth about stuff that's happening at these parties, probably the party substance as well, because this is what we have to use on here because we can't use the other words. So he has gone off into new territory with the Three of Wands in the middle. He is now, opening topics that were not usually spoken about. He's doing a sort of kindness with the Six of Pentacles. And again, we have that Two of Pentacles there with the Three of Cups in the, as the advice cards. He is bringing out a lot, balancing a lot. He's kind of independent. He's independently speaking out with the Nine of Pentacles, and it's sort of like a victory card. He is going through a portal and going somewhere that a lot of them don't usually go to. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Swords, which is, he's bringing out truth. A lot of people wouldn't like it. It's sort of like he's going against the grain here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing with these cards.
Yeah. Do you want
Well
to add
said.
anything, Barbara?
Well, yeah, she's basically hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, I think
I'm
so,
just thinking
too.
that Page of Cups that he's coming out of Page of Cups. Okay, like you said, there's a surprising element about it. There's also maybe something about the little people as well. So maybe he's bringing information out about that. The Three of Wands in the middle is kind of like he's giving an overview of what's happening in Hollywood.
It kind of reminds me, Barbara, how you say he always just sits back there and just watching everything,
Yeah, that's what that reminds me of. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it seems like if he was a Two of Wands before, kind of playing it safe, and now he's gone past that.
Yeah.
He's going to pass that, and he actually has the Four of Wands too. So he's breaking through.
Yeah.
So the Three of Wands and the Four of Wands. So he was watching, but now he's really independently breaking through. It's like, I'm free to talk right now. I do believe there's a reason why he feels that he can actually talk like that right now.
Well, I think he's independently wealthy too with that Nine of Pentacles, so he doesn't care. So
yeah.
now he's just coming out, maybe.
Oh yeah, with all those patents that he has, the man is
Yeah.
probably multi-millionaire with that. Who knows what he's created that maybe the young people use to play video games. Who knows? They probably, his agents probably don't want him to put his name on it or something like that. The Six of Pentacles, yeah, he's dishing it out. He's dishing out what's going on in Hollywood, probably with that substance as well, and a couple of other things with the Two of Pentacles. To just like I said, the little people card, the Page of Cups. So I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out soon and starts talking about the little people. The
Kyla,
little
can you
people.
pull two clarifiers and see if he was approached by anybody to start talking? Or is he doing this all on his own?
Yeah, because with that Wheel of Fortune in the back,
Oh
something.
yeah. We have the Four of Cups. I think this is a yes. Then we have the King of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. So something hidden with the King of Cups. Doesn't really want to say information about who he was approached by. But then we have the Ten of Pentacles.
Interesting.
And the Ten of Pentacles means it could mean a lot of people, it could be in family, it could be multiples of something. So maybe he's opening up about something secretly, something multiples, or maybe what's in those cups. Maybe soon he's going to start talking about the little people and what's in those party drinks.
Could be.
So we'll keep an eye on Terrence to see what he'll start talking about next. Because the first thing that he started talking about that I noticed last year was about the technology and engineering that he has done and the patents when he went all around to the universities to give these master classes.
Yep.
So that's how he kind of like slowly started. And now he's on these programs talking about his experience in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So who knows the next, let's keep an eye on Terrence, and you all that are watching this video, keep an eye on him and see if the next thing.
You want to ask?
So the next thing that Terrence starts coming out, is it going to be talking about the little people?
Yes.
Okay, that's yes. Is he going to start talking about how the little people are used in accordance with a party drink?
To make the party substance.
Yeah,
Yep.
party substance.
Was Terrence approached by the White Hats to do this? Yes. Okay.
Wow.
That would probably, clarify why we got the Ten of Pentacles and not something worse than this is a good card. This is for, this is for the future, a building for the future, a generational wealth card. It's a good card generally. So that would make sense.
Terrence ever partaked in the party substance?
That was my question too.
Yep. Nope.
Has Terrence always been on the white hat side of things?
Yes.
Yeah. That's probably why he was always kind of like in a bad mood, because like I'm in this place, I'm sitting here and look at all these people. I know
He doesn't
exactly
trust
what they did last
anybody.
night.
How can you trust all those people? You never know who's going to stab you in the back, basically, for lack of a better word. Now, was
And
there
he would-
something? Did you want to pull, Barbara, on what he was saying in the video? You want to go pull some cards so we can make sure there's
Yeah.
an integrity? I'm sure there probably is, but let's see if there's anything else. Because I didn't see the whole video. I just only saw that little snippet, so I have no idea what else he released in that video.
Yeah, I didn't see the whole interview either. But I could only imagine what he's gonna start talking about. What do you want to ask?
Was he speaking truth about the Diddy parties and the man card, I guess? Right? Kylie, can you think of anything else? How else we would word
No,
that?
that makes sense. Yeah. Was there truth and integrity to what he was sharing?
Yeah. About the happenings at the Diddy parties. I guess there's no point. Him being a chemist, he knows how many sperm the men produce, like he said. So I'm sure we don't have to verify that.
Yeah. You want me to do a whole pool or three card pool?
Do whatever you want. 3 card. We could probably get an answer with 3 cards.
Okay, so the past comes out as the King of Swords.
Yeah.
So just like he got in the other pool, truth. He speaks his truth. He kind of speaks it with a little matter of fact type of way.
Yeah.
The first card that came out is the Queen of Cups. So somebody that's really focused on it, focused on an object, focused on emotions, He's very heavily emotionally involved in these things because he's seen it up close. That's what I feel.
Yep.
And that's why it was hurting him so much. I wouldn't be surprised if I would pull the 3 of Swords with that heartache coming through. But I did get the Hermit. So just like Kaila said, he'd be the one that's kind of like looking around at everybody and see what's going on, sitting back and kind of looking out the corner of his eye. And
And
I'll
he's
just
shining the light on everything that's happening, isn't he?
the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles again. So he independently, either he's independent in talking about this, that he was approached, but he comes
He might have started talking about it at first, and then they probably approached him to,
It's like a personal choice of
probably,
his too.
yeah, but
It's not like
probably for
he's
his own
forced.
protection too.
So I also got the Seven of Wands, which is like a defensive type, fighting type thing, and the Tower. So the Tower. So he's knocking that tower down. That's kind of like the Babylon of Hollywood Babylon. And he's one of the people that are coming in with those sticks that's knocking that stuff down. He's just come through.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Hollyweird is coming down.
yeah. So thank you, Terrence, for doing what you do.
Yeah.
You're part of the universe's good plan to put everything.
Nice to know there are some good ones out there.
Nice to know. Nice to know there's some good ones out there that are fighting. He's on the front line, and hopefully we'll send out ravens to him and protection for all of the honest truthers that are out there trying to help humanity.
Yep.
So yes. Yeah, we salute you, Terrence, if you're watching this video. Maybe we'll connect with him on the app Minect. You can have one-on-one Zooms with him. I think he charges like $800 a second.
Oh my goodness.
Well, $800, I believe, a minute. Yeah. So if you want to sit with him, like, from what I understand, I may be wrong about the prices, but I looked at it yesterday, and I believe it's $800 a minute. So I calculated if I talked to him for 15 minutes, that'd be like $12,000.
Oh my goodness. I can think of a lot of ways to spend that money.
$12,000, yeah, to just throw away. Love you, Terrence,
800
but
times
we'll
15.
take the
Yep.
free videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$12,000
Yep.
for 15 minutes of Zoom. But he gives life coach information. He talks about Hollywood. He talks about the music business. What you need to get in the music business. He's like he kind of knows so much. And if you want to talk about the engineering or the virtual engineering that he does, so he's open for everything. We just got to pay him.
Hey.
Man, he wants his coins.
That's
And
right. You get what you pay for. So if you're paying good money, I'm sure you're getting good information. So
Well, let's hope so.
And that's what we get for Terrence Howard and the breaking of the internet, talking about P. Diddy. And thank you all for watching. It's from the
Bye,
Three of
everybody.
Pentacles, and Kaila's going to tell you where you can find us.
Yes, you can join us on our
Tell us-
Facebook community. We are also on Instagram, so please join us there, and also on Rumble. All of the links will be below. We will never contact you first, so please beware of scammers.
bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for watching.